you're part of a company and you don't know anything about the business?
Objection. It seems facts
It's
not
pretty
in evidence.
hard.
I'm sorry?
What's hard
Seems
about
facts not in evidence.
What was his answer? I'm sorry.
it? He said it's hard. What's hard about it, sir?
It's hard being in this position, man.
Thank you, sir. What's hard about being in this position?
I mean, you just 2 seconds ago asked me if it was like giving an interview. That's what it feels like. I don't feel like this is fair. I mean,
What's not fair? You have to give your deposition? That's not fair?
no, not that. I don't think it's fair, the questions that you're asking me over and over again. I don't think
It's probably because they have nothing to do with the case.
they don't have anything to do with the
Understand.
case.
Please make objections, Mr. Weissman, if you have objections. What are Mr. Hesney's responsibilities?
Keep me safe.
I'm sorry?
To keep me safe.
And how does Mr. Hesney keep you safe?
I mean, you've asked this question about 4 or 5 different ways. Just want to see if you get the same answer.
Do you have an objection?
Well, I just want to make a record of what you're doing.
The record speaks for itself, thank you. How does Mr. Hesney keep you safe?
By securing me.
Have Mr. Hesney's responsibility changed in any way during the past 2 years as it relates to securing you?
No.
You tell Mr. Hesney what to do?
Objection to form.
In what context?
I'm sorry?
Do I tell him what to do? Do I boss him around?
You're his boss, aren't you?
Yeah, but
Okay, so how do you boss Mr. Hesney?
I don't boss him around.
Does he do whatever he wants?
No.
Okay, so who tells Mr. Hesney what to do?
Objection to form.
His company.
The company he works for is?
I'm not sure the name. That's not my company. The company he works for.
Right, the company that you own and are part of hires the company, correct?
Yes,
That he works.
that's a whole different company, though.
In your opinion, has Hesney done a good job overall?
Asked and answered.
You already asked.
I'm sorry, can you repeat your answer?
He's asked that question already.
And your answer, sir?
Probably the same answer as before, yes.
Stop making speeches, Howard, please.
Yes.
My client, Mr. Binion, testified previously that Hesney prevented him from leaving the area outside the hit factory while Little Zaw pushed him around. Is this acceptable behavior?
Objection. It seems facts not in evidence. Proper hypothetical to a lay witness. You can answer if you understand.
I don't recall.
Thank you, sir. I asked for your opinion.
Proper question.
What difference does his opinion make?
He's not an expert. You can ask him about facts.
You know what? If you have an objection, as I've told you time and time again, make it. Your continuous speeches are being disruptive to the deposition.
Assumes facts not in evidence, so ask a legitimate question, not a hypothetical to a lay witness. Why don't you ask him if he's aware of the incident? You haven't done that yet.
Getting there.
Ask him if he knows who Binion is. Those are all good questions.
Stop making speeches. Also,
Listen,
I mean,
counsel,
you're being disruptive to this deposition.
I'm trying to do the best I can with these terrible questions. I mean, can you just lay a foundation like a normal lawyer?
It would go a little bit easier if you just objected.
It'd go easier if you asked him if he knew who Binion was.
you remember being served a copy of this lawsuit?
No.
Have you ever seen or read the complaint in this lawsuit?
I don't recall.
Do you know what the facts are alleged in this lawsuit?
I don't recall.
Yeah, this lawsuit is about you instructing your bodyguards to beat up a photographer.
You know what? I can't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry, I am too.
Louder?
Maybe it's contagious.
It's contagious. I think it
Okay,
is.
then
Can you say it again, Mark, or have the court reporter read
just
it?
a soft and I'll listen closely.
Should we debate?
Hold on. Okay.
I can't hear that.
I still can't. I'm sorry. I'm having a really hard time. Yeah, could you? Is there any way if you could just read it to me so I can just hear it?
Do you know if this lawsuit is about you instructing your bodyguards to beat up a photographer?
Yes.
You see my client in the back of the room? Mr. Binion?
How would he know who Mr. Binion is?
I mean, now I do.
You ever recall seeing this individual before?
No.
You said you recall being at the Hit Factory on June 5th, 2013, correct?
He didn't testify to
I
that.
didn't say that.
Well,
So I
then
remember
his
being
answer
at
is
the Hit Factory multiple times. It said that.
no. Thank you. You recall being at the Hit Factory on June 5th, 2013?
No, I don't recall.
You recall being at the Hit Factory with Little Za?
No.
The answer was no?
I'm sorry.
No.
You recall being at the Hit Factory in North Miami while there were photographers around taking a picture?
At any time.
Yes.
He guesses. So yes.
I'm sorry?
Yes.
And do you have any recollection of being at the Hit Factory at any time in June 2013?
Yes.
You recall being present while a film card was taken from a photographer at the Hit Factory in June of 2013?
I don't recall.
And you recall being at the Hit Factory in June of 2013 and directing your bodyguards to take the film card back from a photographer?
I don't recall.
You remember being in Hawaii in 2013 in November?
I don't recall.
You were cliff diving in Hawaii ever?
I don't recall.
You ever recall being in Hawaii?
Don't recall.
Do you remember walking into an IHOP in December of 2013?
I don't remember.
Do you remember dining at an IHOP in December of 2013?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Was that response, I don't remember?
I don't recall.
Do you recall that your bodyguards roughed up a photographer at the IHOP, at any IHOP ever?
I don't recall.
Do you recall being in Seoul, South Korea?
I don't recall.
You remember being on Miami Beach in January of this year?
I don't recall.
Do you recall going to a nightclub in Miami Beach?
I don't recall.
Never?
I don't recall.
Do you recall being with Dwayne Patterson in Miami Beach? Ever?
I don't recall.
You were being in Australia in November of 2013?
I don't.
You remember being in Australia ever?
I don't know if I've been to Australia. I've been to Australia?
Dwayne Patterson still working for you?
I don't recall.
You did identify Mr. Patterson earlier in one of the exhibits on the television, correct? You identified him to me. Do you remember that?
Yes.
You know if that individual is still working for you?
I don't recall.
When did you first meet Dwayne Patterson?
I don't recall.
How long have you known Mr. Patterson?
I don't recall.
You've ever fired Dwayne Patterson as your bodyguard?
I don't recall.
Recall if Mr. Patterson has ever been disciplined as being one of your bodyguards?
I don't recall.
Does Mr. Patterson work for the same security company that Mr. Hesney works for?
I don't know.
Who would know?
I don't know.
Do you know who assigned Dwayne Patterson as your bodyguard?
I'm not sure.
Do you know what Dwayne Patterson's responsibilities are?
To secure me.
Do you communicate with Mr. Patterson by text or emails?
I don't recall.
Do you know how many times Dwayne Patterson has confronted photographers in public?
I don't recall.
Okay, I need a break for 2 minutes.
Why? Can you just do it? Can you just let? I mean, you might as well keep going.
I need a break for 2 minutes.
All right, all right.
You're not going off the video record, or does it?